Celestial blessings, this is Helen Demetriou, and we're still watering the herbs. And this is another thing that I wanted to address. And what do you think a spiritual person should behave like? If you have a vision, an idea, an image in your head of a spiritual person and how they should behave, what would you see in your mind? Now, maybe if you're Wiccan, you'll see somebody who honours nature, who performs healing spells. If you're Buddhist, you'll see somebody that spends time in meditation and works with frequencies and the karmic laws and the teachings of Buddha. And you know, if we go on to different kinds of belief systems, people each have their own idea of what a spiritual person should be. And yet, what they do when they see other people who are behaving in a way that they believe is not spiritual? How can we say that somebody is not spiritual because of the way they behave? Okay, if this person goes around hating on others, we know that this is not spiritual. If we see a person that is constantly negative, wanting to hold the intention of hurting other people, then again they're not spiritual. We can say they're not a spiritual person. Yet from what I've come across, people think that spiritual people should be a certain way just because it's their ideals of what a spiritual person should be. So in other words, you know, to appear as a spiritual person, we should maybe sit in a room all day long meditating, and we should say love and light to everyone we speak to. We should be constantly happy and joyous and jovial. But heaven forbid you have a sense of humour. Heaven forbid that you have a passion, that you're passionate for your beliefs, and without hurting others you express this passion. Heaven forbid that you enjoy having a laugh here and there, or you enjoy talking about sex, or you enjoy teasing. Heaven forbid that. Really? Is that the truth? Is that what a spiritual person is not? We should all be spiritual people. Every being on this planet should be spiritual. And each of us, with our own unique ways, each have our own characters. And they express their spirituality in the way that they are meant to. Now, I'm so tired of seeing in the spiritual communities, wherever on the internet or even, you know, physically in the spiritual communities, of people judging, condemning others, telling people you should be ashamed of yourself because you're not like a spiritual person, because you make these jokes, or you dress this way, or this or that or the other. I'm so tired of the cattiness, the bitchiness, the complete judgment of other people just because they do not conform to what another believes should be a spiritual person. And this spiritual person will curse another, they will swear at them, they will tell them how disgraceful they are because they don't behave in a way that they should think that they should. At the end of the day, I'm sorry, but anybody that sits there kumbayaing all day and night and just talks about love and light and spring and flowers and this, that and the other, to me is not somebody that is being true to themselves. They are being a completely different character that they have created in order to appear to be spiritual. So if all of us are spiritual, if the whole world is supposed to be spiritual, then each of us are going to bring their own flavours to the mix. We are not all the same. Those of us who stand up for who they truly are and are not ashamed to be who they truly are, and to discuss things that others may find uncomfortable. For me, they are the spiritual people. They're the ones that They know the difference. They know the difference in the times of when to be spiritual or when to be serious. You know? Don't be a fake. Don't be a certain way just because you're told that you should be this way. Don't follow this this straight-jacketed ideal and ideas of how a spiritual person should be. Like if I decide to become, I don't know what, a goth, I'm going to start wearing black and black lipstick and this, that and the other. You know, we're not here to conform to the beliefs and the ideals of others. We're here to be who we truly are, and that is to be unique in everything that we are, and to be loving and giving and serve the light in others. That is what is important here. And for another spiritual person to have the ego and the audacity to say to another, well, you're not a spiritual person because you talk about vaginas or you talk about penises, and we're talking about the sacred yoni here, or the sacred phallus. You talk about you joking around all the time, or you're this. You know, there's something seriously wrong. These people have no right to call themselves spiritual when they go harassing other people, judging other people. Go back to your room and go and learn something about yourself. Before you go and judge another, find what it is within yourself that feels you need to judge another for the way that they are. Nobody has the right to say to another person, you are not spiritual because you're a human being. I am a human being, and I will behave as a human being, meaning a human being that is trying to overcome her ego. And before I do anything, if I feel myself, for example, using myself, judging another, then I need to go back and ask myself, why am I judging this person? Because it is something within myself that is coming from ego and fear that is forcing me to step out of my true divine light. Why I want to judge another person. What is it about me that it bothers? Why is it bothering me so much? Just live and let live. Let people do what they want and be who they want, as long as they're not hurting anybody. Everybody has their own ways, their own craft, their own paths to walk, which they use to bring light to the world. Nobody has got the right to tell another person they're spiritual or they're not spiritual. And I love myself. I love Helen. I love my character. I love my humour. I love everything that I am. And I'm not ashamed to be who I am. And I urge anybody, be yourself. You can be spiritual and be your unique self. Because in a world where we're all supposed to be spiritual, we're not all drones. We're not all robots or clones. And this is how I feel when I speak with some spiritual people, that I feel that it's like they're trying to follow some kind of manual of how to be spiritual. Like, you know, being 101 spiritual, being a spiritual person for dummies kind of thing. It's like somebody's cut them out the same cardboard and they're all the same. Be different. Be who you are. There's nothing wrong in that. A human being is a spiritual person, and everything that we are is beautiful. So thank you for watching. Have a fantastic, beautiful day, and don't be afraid to be who you truly are. Love and blessings.